Hello there, and welcome back to the channel. My name is David.
And I'm Claudia. If you are new to our channel, there are 3 links in the description below. In these 3 videos, it tells you of our 30-year garden journey. However, this year is a milestone year for our family. So in this video today, we'll be sharing with you how we got the garden prepared for our 30-year wedding anniversary and throw in this garden party.
Absolutely amazing. Let's get to it.
Well, this is the first thing that we did this year. We started working on the side courtyard, the courtyard garden.
The Sweet Summer Love Clematis really brightens up that wall, eh, honey?
Yes, we wanted to add a lot more blooming power on the north side of the house. So the clematis is a wonderful climber. We wanted to find plants that bloomed in September, and we really needed to add more interest in the courtyard garden. This area is located before you walk into the backyard. So in early spring, you started with adding more color into the window boxes and using plants that would bloom later on in the season. Both the Morning Glory and Other Vine are in bloom still today. And we added a water feature in the existing flame as opposed to plants. Another thing that you did was the flagstone entry into the backyard.
And that's linked on another video that we did. It went really quite well. We had a lot of response from that. People were quite positive about it, commentary. I love this window box that you did, the African daisy.
African daisy. And so the entrance throughout the garden gate, there is borders, garden borders on both sides through the arbor and throughout the gate. And we really wanted to have a lot of seating. The existing rooms do have seating, but we wanted to add in extra seating for couples and for extra tables for sit-in for different groups. So it's an open space, and so we set to work in planning and hoping that everything will still be blooming in September after Labor Day weekend.
And we had to accommodate over 50 people last time I counted.
Yes, but 50 people throughout the day.
Throughout the day, correct.
We wanted it to have a garden relaxing atmosphere where people could pop in and pop out and have a garden stroll. So we set up the music stands that were decorated with self-guided garden tour plant lists.
And we really didn't know what the weather was going to be like. It was a tad chilly, possibly rain, so we had to plan an indoor and outdoor venues just in case.
Yes, and the Black Eyed Susan Rudbeckia looked beautiful, and was hoping that by September 7th, which is the day of the celebration, they would still be in bloom. It never works out as planned, because as we tried to set up some of the tables the night before, we couldn't, because it literally poured the day before. And so we managed to get the decorations done on the arbor to the gate, the arbor over the greenhouse. However, we couldn't do any more because the Friday before the event, we had a downpour.
And the decorations are all waterproof, so they were there the next day.
That worked out just perfect. So if you're ever thinking of having a garden tour, one of the things that we did, the self-guided garden tour, was to have this music stand. The list is there. We put those throughout the garden bed so that friends and family could give themselves a tour, because we were too busy being host and hostess, and we put all the kids to work.
I did not have all the answers. What's this plant? What's this plant? I don't know all of them, only some of them. We put together a lunch and dinner menu so that people with allergies knew what was going to be served. It was certainly a mostly catered affair to take the stress off all of us that we were tending to so many other things. But this home baking, I totally love it.
Well, our son did the crumble that was made with the jam from our grapevine, and I enjoy making scones. So I made the scones for the tea party segment of the celebration.
And then I ate all the rest later.
There wasn't any left.
That's why.
You lie. Okay.
I had a few.
Yeah, so that turned out really well. My aunt put together this beautiful fruit platter. And of course, on the day off, we were setting up another section of the table. The weather started getting cool. People needed more tea and more tea.
Yep.
And but the sun came out. The sun came out, and everything went well. Into the evening, we didn't need champagne because everyone wanted tea.
And we forgot about the champagne. We forgot about the taking pictures and photography, but then having people in media, that can be a problem. So we just went with the flow and we enjoyed our guests. I love the tea sets. We're really getting into the occasion. And there is our 30th anniversary candy platter.
Well, the first thing that we did, we had a setup for the family. And we've had so many celebrations this year, and it was celebrating them all in one. And the family came over together to have tea and we thought it would be a great way to just celebrate everything. And it was lovely. So the tea segment, afternoon tea, our guests really enjoyed that as well. We wanted to introduce the time between lunch and dinner. We had an invitation for people to come between 1 o'clock and 8 o'clock. So it was an open garden gate affair. So if lunch fit into your schedule, drop in for lunch. If tea was the only time you had in the afternoon to join us, that was fine as well. And if dinner was the only time of your day that you had, it was perfectly fine to come on and have dinner with us in the garden.
We even had a few friends could only drop in for a few moments.
Yeah.
Just to visit and congratulate us on 30 years. I find it amazing that the traditional tea presentation is a bygone era. I'm really getting to enjoy the snacks. Those lemon ones are just delicious.
And so the celebration of our lives, the milestones, the retirement that we celebrated for you earlier this year, but we only had 10 people. There are friends that we've had in our lives from the very beginning of our journey in 1994 to where we are today. And it was wonderful to see them at the celebration and sit down with them and have a cup of tea, have some desserts, and just enjoy the journey that we've all been on for 30 years.
Friends and neighbors that have moved long ago and have come back.
And have returned. In our neighborhood, there are some of our neighbors who have been here for 30 years, which is wonderful. And they would drop in and meet the new neighbors. This is a wonderful way of getting your neighbors together and getting to know each other. And so what better way to celebrate but in the garden, which is where we hang out for 9 months out of the year.
This table setting was for 8, but we even had a second table off to the side for more people. And we really needed hot tea in a day like that day.
Yeah, September 7th got pretty cold. So we set up a second table. We didn't get footage of that. We had a third console table that had the beverages on it. And then we had the cafe table as well. But this was the main table that accommodated the largest group.
As we had said before, we had to make a second plan in case it rained or got even colder. So the garden studio was converted into a dining area. with even a big popcorn machine that the teenagers, young adults really, really liked. Even had some young children in there cooking away and popping away in this old machine that we bought. It was an amazing idea that you had.
Mm-hmm. Popcorn, you can't have a party without popcorn.
Popcorn, yeah. I'm not a fan, but I can see all those different flavors we had.
All the different flavors, butter and things like that. And here you are, serving us tea for breakfast. That was lovely of you to...
And tea, look at this, look at this.
So this is the blooming tea, and this was one of my treats to all the ladies that was attending the afternoon tea. This is tea bloom, and the tea bloom is a little ball. It's green tea, and it folds up into this beautiful little ball, but when you add water, hot water to it, it opens into a flower. And I couldn't think of a better opportunity to introduce this tea to our guests, and it was a lovely treat.
Yes, I never heard of it before. It looks like a little marble.
It looks like a little marble, but it opens up into a beautiful flower, and appropriately in the garden party.
Of course, that's the association we all make. But yeah, and I'm finding all these little things, the teaspoons and the cups and saucers. It's a journey.
And the honey pot. Everyone loves the honey pot.
Yep. Isn't that like Winnie the Pooh?
Winnie the Pooh.
And this is how you do it. I would just dip the whole thing in there.
You would.
I would. Of course I would. I like my honey.
Oh.
Look.
Do you know what the bell is for?
The bell is for ringing for service when you run out of your meal, different levels. We learned
There's
that recently.
a person that is actually assigned to ring in the bell
Yes.
for the second course
And the third,
to appear, for someone to clear the dishes of the first course, and then the second course appears out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, that's right. Well, it's been an absolutely amazing good time presenting this to you all, our new viewers and the old ones. Thank you for watching. It's been a pleasure.
I think I'm looking forward to having more tea parties in the garden in the future.
Absolutely. See
you in the next video.